Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Welcome to my videos about a daily lesson in A Course in Miracles. Today is the lesson 16 and is I have no neutral thoughts. So this lesson teaches that every thought has the power, direction, and intention. There is no such a thing as a neutral or meaningless thought, even if it seems small or casual. Why is this? Because thoughts are the source of the perception. Every thought either strengthens fears or strengthens love. There is no in between. Your inner world is creating your outer experience. And that is another reason why I am doing this lesson, because I notice in my case that even after this, let me think how to express this. I am more conscious about my thoughts and paying more attention about them, and I can clearly see that all my thoughts are based in my past experience. Even when I wake up in the morning, the first thing my mind starts to do is remember everything about the day before and all the experience that I'm going to live it based in the days before. And I say, I don't want to live every day the same life, feeling the same emotion. It's like I want to do something different. But first we have to be very conscious about what is happening in our mind, what we are thinking, because whatever we are thinking, we are creating that. I know that it sounds like a phrase, but it's not just a phrase. It's something that we are creating. We don't realize how many thoughts per day we have. And this lesson, not just this one, I mean all the course, it's teaching me how to be more aware about my thought and be more present. So let's go with this lesson. The lesson invites us to recognize the power of our thoughts in shaping our experience. It encourages us to be mindful of the thought we entertain and choose ones that align with peace and love. By acknowledging the absence of neutrality in our thought, we become more conscious of the impact that have on our well-being. The idea for today is beginning a step in dispelling the belief that your thought have no effect. So if you think that any random thought that you have, it doesn't have any effect, that is a wrong thought because it has. Everything you see is the result of your thought. There is no exception to this fact. Thoughts are not big or little, powerful or weak. They are merely true or false. Those that are true create their own likeness. Those that are those that are false make theirs. There is no more self-contradictory concept than that of idle thought. what gives rise to the perception of a whole world can hardly be called idle. Every thought you have contributes to truth or to illusion. Either it extends the truth or it multiplies the illusion. You can indeed multiply nothing, but you will not extend it by doing so. Besides, you recognizing that thoughts are never idle. Salvation requires that you also recognize that every thought you have brings either peace or war, either love or fear. A neutral result is impossible because a neutral thought is impossible. There is such a temptation to dismiss fear thought as unimportant, trivial, or not worth bothering about, that it is essential you recognize them all as equally destructive, but equally unreal. We will practice this idea in many forms before you really understand it. In apply the idea for today, search your mind for a minute or so with eyes closed, and actively seek not to overlook any little thought that may tend to elude the search. This is quite difficult until you get used to it. You will find that it is still hard for you not to make artificial distinctions. Every thought that occurs to you, regardless of the quality that you assign to it, is a suitable subject for applying today's idea. In the practice period, first repeat the idea to yourself, and then as each one crosses your mind, hold it in the awareness while you tell yourself, this thought about is not neutral thought. That thought about is no neutral thought. So, for example, this thought about my terrible pronunciation is not a neutral thought. That thought about a terrible weather is not a neutral thought. It's not something that you have to do with your open eyes, the way that I'm doing. You have to close your eye, and wherever your thought came up, you just practice the idea. This thought about doing a perfect video is not a neutral thought. So this thought about how do I look in the camera, it's not a neutral thought. That is all the thoughts that I have in my mind in this moment, so I am using to this idea. As usual, use today's idea whenever you are aware of a particular thought that arouses uneasiness. The following form is suggested for this purpose. This thought about is not a neutral thought because I have no neutral thoughts. For four or five practice periods are recommended. If you find them relatively effortless, if strain is experienced, 3 will be enough. The length of the experience period should also be reduced if there is discomfort. So you can practice this idea 3, between 4 or 5 times during the day. And also, if you are aware about your thought in any moment, you can practice the idea, but also you can add the phrase, because I have no neutral thoughts. One of these, no, not one of these, each of these lessons are going deeper in your practice mind, and the reason is to you become more conscious and aware about your thought and what is happening in your mind. The only way that you can be aware what are you carrying in your thought is practicing and paying attention to your own thoughts. Okay, I don't want to extend me more in this video. Thank you very much, and I see you tomorrow for another practice. Thank you. Bye-bye.